Hi guys, my name is Sabrina and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm having two things. I'm having a drawing and I am exploring an engraving kit. So I say without any further ado, let's get on to the video. So I have two little things that I'm going to make today. And the first one is going to be a little sister from BioShock. I made her a bit older, and the second is an engraving kit. So I'm going to start off with the little sister. So as I said, I made her a bit older. I wanted to make her look like she was a bit more of a teen instead of like really a child. And I'm going to color her in as black and white, as you can see. I'm also showing the sketch at the left side. I've done it on my iPad, but I wanted to show you guys how I've drawn her and how she came to be in line art wise. So that's what I want to show you. So that's what you see here at the left side. The rainbow engraving kit is going to be so extremely colorful, and you know, with the game, if you don't know, these are spoilers, but with the game you can either choose to save or not save the little sister. And in my mind, this was kind of part of saving the little sister, and that's what the colorful rainbow represents. So she's going to be on top of that, and the rainbow behind her is going to be like the world that she gets to go into, like the colorful world and not the gloomy world that she's been living in. So that was my idea, and I started off with two kinds of gray colors. So I used the neutral grays that I have, and I used cool grays for some other tiny bits. I did not include the warm grays that I have because I think they would look out of place with the entire picture that I'm making here. So I'm quite happy with the process that I've got going on here. This little sister is based on two different things as well. This is based on how she looks in the game, and I took reference from an early concept for the little sister that I've seen as well. So I wanted to mix those two together and mash them in as one. So that's what I tried to do. And I have to say, I'm quite happy with how it came out, with how everything looks. And I did have to admit that I do struggle with like the contrast. Where do I put the contrast in? So I tried to go with like a light skin color and build it up from there. And then in the tanks there's the blood. So you have the one big tank on the back and then the small one on the device that she's holding. And of course the drip that's coming out on the end. And I want to have her splattered in a bit of blood as well, because that is how she looks. That is just how it is in my mind. So that's what I wanted to do. I made sure that the wires or the tubes that go in her arm as well were filled in with blood, so that everything would kind of match and make sense in that way. And I gave her dark hair. I felt that if I would have given her light hair, it would be out of place just a little, and I kind of like this. I think this suits her quite nicely, and I think it's done quite well, and I'm very happy with it. So the cool grays come into play as well in the ribbons. So the reason I did that is because I just wanted to look them a bit different from the other grays that I'm using right now, and that's the main reason. So that's what I've done here, and I've done a bit of the straps too, so you can see that that's a little different as well. But it gives a nice contrast. I think it does really help with the final picture as well. And when I was doing this, it really inspired me to try out this game again. For some reason, I have never completed the games with the little sister. And I don't know why on earth I did not complete them. No clue. Sometimes that just happens to me and I give up, and I don't know why, but I really want to go in and download the game or get it from somewhere, I don't know, and really play it to the end. And I only remember the start kind of, and not really how it finishes, so that's really a shame. I do have like the newer BioShock. I did complete that one. That was a really great game to play, and I enjoyed that quite a lot. And anyone who knows me knows I'm a gamer, and I have multiple games installed on my computer, and it's just so much fun to do. Not that I have a whole lot of time for it nowadays, but that's another story on its own completely. Oh my goodness. So I really wanted to go and do that, and then you're working and then you don't have the time for it, and then it gets even more into your mind and you're like, oh, I really want to see how this ends, and I just don't remember. I don't remember at all for some reason. So just back on the drawing, for the dress, I wanted to make sure it had some shading going on in there as well. So the rip in her sleeve is really showing off her skin, and the entire piece is missing, and that's what I want to portray there. And I wanted to make sure that the lines, like the pattern in her dress in the top, really would show as well. And I just used just one darker gray compared to the one I put down for like the entire base, and then I went over it again with the initial color, and I think that gives a nice effect. I did not have the shadowy effect that I wanted, but I do have the pattern, so that is at least something. And for the skirt part, I wanted to make sure I did at least put some shadows in the creases so that it does look like it goes on top of each other and it is flowy and just is like a creasy kind of dress, even though it's ripped. So yeah, I did have to make sure that like the sections where it was ripped, that it was a bit darker there, and that like the inside of the dress would be showing up a bit darker too, and around her legs as well. So did have to try my best to do that. Then for the tubes, I love these tubes. I just love how they turned out. I just like the look of them. And when I was drawing it, I was like, yeah, I'm really happy with this. And when coloring them in, they look how I want them to look as well. So put in the shadows more like in the creases as well, where like the two different parts meet and connect basically and go into the device that she's holding. So, and it comes out from the back as well. So you can really see like the flow going on there. It's gotten more detail on this drawing, and I'm really trying to improve that myself as well. I've noticed that it's so easy to draw things without a lot of details in there. And while the drawing might be done fast, it might not be a pleasant drawing to look at. So I wanted to make sure that I could have more details in the clothes, in the hair, and anything like that. So I really did my best on that. So that is the girl from BioShock done. And I had to cut her out, which was quite tricky as well, but I think I did an okay job for that. And now it's time for the engraving kit. So I took this out fully expecting a full black sheet with nothing on it. I've never tried this before. This is the very, very first time that I'm doing this, so I didn't know what to expect. Now, another big disappointment, and this was one of my biggest disappointments of this kit, is you buy something and you see something on the front page, and I'll show you at the end as well, the comparison, but like there's a beautiful rainbow color on top of this drawing on like the first page to show you what you're buying. So the buyer would fully expect to get that beautiful rainbow on their drawing when they're engraving as well. So it's not even a bad thing that this is like pre-drawn and you're just engraving things off. So the blue bit you have to engrave off, which was trickier than it seems because it was very detailed, and you shouldn't have any blue left on it. So I was like, well, this is going to take me days if I'm going to do it this detailed. And maybe that's the purpose of it, to keep you just busy for a few days and keep you happy and do it that way. Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm sorry. I was just like, oh no, this is not what I was expecting at all. Because as I said, I was expecting a full black sheet and I could make my own pattern on there. So I had ideas in my mind what I was going to do. I did not plan them out quite yet, but I did know what I wanted it to look like. And so, but like that is not the biggest part. That is okay. I can work with this. This is no problem. But look at the colors. Look how the colors are coming up from under the blue. This is not how the front page looks. This is, in my eyes, a false advertisement. This is not what I bought. If I wanted to buy something that looked like this, oh my god, who on earth would buy something that looked like this? This is not a nice gradient. It just goes over to other colors very harshly and not evenly, and this is not at all what I was expecting. So I'm extremely disappointed. I did cut out some of the shots here because, you know, you're just watching me engrave basically a pre-made template and get that sorted so the colors show, which is fine as well. Like, I just want to show you guys, like, this is what you can get when you buy an engraving kit. So I don't know if I should have bought just a copper kind of look or a copper kind of sheet, and it would have the same pattern on it, which is fine, you know. It would have the specific pattern on the front of like whatever you're buying, but maybe like if I bought something with just copper on it or silver, it would be much nicer. But the reason why I chose the rainbow colors is so that I could have the BioShock girl there and have her exposed to like all the pretty colors of the world, and she's saved and she gets to go live in there, and you know, she can wear the pretty colors. And yeah, this was so disappointing. I even mentioned it to my husband, where I was like, oh my god, look at this. This is not what I wanted to buy. This is such a shame. And like, it's not like this was expensive. It wasn't at all expensive. I think it might have been like €2 or $2.50 or something. That's it. But yeah, this was not a nice surprise. But yeah, I decided to finish it because I did want to have like the final look with the BioShock girl on top of this as well. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what else to say about this, because it's just such a shame and such a waste, you know. This is not... Why would you advertise something as a pretty rainbow on the actual box and put in something like this? This is not like the quality that you shown on the box. This is not at all how it looks like. So what on earth, dudes or dudettes? Like, come on, this is not okay. But in the end, I am happy with the end result, and while it's not like the best, it is okay. Like, nothing to do with me, but in this case it has to do with what was advertised. I thought it was going to be like this, and it's not. So my expectations were just thrown off, and I just don't like when that happens, but it does, and you gotta learn to deal with that. So I finished my artwork. I put my glue dots on and I double layered them because I didn't want to have erased from like the engraving kit, and I think that worked. So here's the end result, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you guys. Bye.